Sentry is one of those cool sites that have a different subdomain for each tenant, domain-based multi-tenancy, if you will. So I set out to achieve that in a Vercel-hosted Next.js app. If you've heard of the Vercel platform starter kit, then you probably already know how powerful Next.js middleware can be, and pair that with the Vercel domain API and you have a really nice recipe for building multi-tenant applications. To demo this, we'll use a PDF generation platform that I've built, and similar to Sentry, users can sign in from a root domain, then get redirected to a subdomain based on their project's name. For this to work correctly, you need to map all subdomains to your project. You can do this easily by adding this wildcard record, which will work out of the box if you're using Vercel domains, but in case not, then you need to change your domain's name servers to those provided by Vercel. Next, we need a way to persist the user's auth session across the different domains. Since I'm using Cognito via Amplify, I've configured it to use cookie storage and set the domain to this format to prevent prompting the user to sign in multiple times. And of course, to prevent unauthorized access, if a user is accessing the dashboard from the subdomain, we'd only allow them to proceed if they signed in and are a member of the project associated with the domain. Otherwise, we'd always force redirect them to the sign-in page. This and other routing logic is housed in the middleware, which allows us to perform simple rewrites, such as mapping a custom domain for an API to the actual endpoint that houses the route handlers. But we can take this a bit further. Basically, all requests from the project subdomain get rewritten to a parameterized route, all without changing the user's URL. This, at the core, is what allows us to service multiple tenants from the same codebase. So let's see what that looks like. If we inspect our Next.js middleware, you realize it's just a reflection of the diagrams we just saw. For instance, here's the logic to resolve our internal API routes, provided the domain is recognized as one of these API hostnames. Then there's the logic to handle the custom and subdomains, which is actually pretty simple. It checks if a user is signed in and if they're a member of the project, and if so, it rewrites the request to this Slack-based page. If I reveal my directory structure, you'll see that this Slack-based page houses all the private dashboard pages, and that's actually pretty much it. But as a bonus, we could enable our users to add their own custom domains. If I head back to the dashboard to add a custom domain that I own and have already configured, you'll notice that it gets sent over to Vercel pretty much instantly. This interaction is happening through this helper method, add custom domain, and the only thing it does is send this domain to Vercel through the REST API and also stores a domain project mapping on Redis, which I can then access later on in the middleware. Now, like I said, I'd already configured this domain, so that's why it worked instantly. But if I try to add a domain that I neither own nor have access to, you'll notice that it provides similar instructions to what you'd see on the Vercel dashboard on how to configure it. And there you go. Leave a thumbs up if you like this video, and be sure to leave any questions you have down in the comments. But that's it for now. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.